Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane back again for their stock pick of the day video. Today is February 22nd, Thursday. This will be the last stock pick of the day video for the week, and we are going to cover American States Water Company. This is out of the utility sector. It's a lot like American Water Works Company that we covered earlier in the week, but they do have their hands in not only wastewater treatment and water, but they also have a utility electrical sector as well in their utility branch. So let's jump in, take a look at American States Water Company. And before we do that, if you find any value in the content, go ahead and hit that thumbs up down below. Hit the subscribe button. Join us on this journey to financial freedom. Join the Vested Interest community. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified whenever we put out any new content. That really does help a small YouTube channel like me. And for those of you who have done that, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, this is the Vested Interest Stock Screener. This is not only how I look at a company on a high level, it is how I look at or set up these videos every day, or Monday through Thursday anyway. Understand the business, growing free cash flow, growing dividend payout ratio of 75% or less. This doesn't apply to REITs or BDCs. REITs are required by law to pay out 90% or more. BDCs typically pay out higher than average as well. But I'm looking for 75% or less. Check valuation based on dividend yield theory. We'll take a look at this. Buy below current cost basis or within 15% of its 52-week low. So whenever I am interested in a company, I am trying to enter in as low as possible. I set a max of 15% of where it's at 52-week low, and then hopefully I can get it as it pulls back and get it even cheaper. But that's kind of a baseline of where I set it. Return on invested capital and return on equity, I'm like looking for 10% or better. And earnings per share growth, I like 5% or better. For banks, I throw in price to book. You can use price to book for any company. Just make sure if you are using it, you're comparing it to other companies in the same sector. Must meet 5 of 8 or 6 of 9 if it is the banks. Let's continue to go here. And we are talking about American States Water Company, and it has grown significantly since 1929, so almost 100 years old. When the original water systems were acquired, today American States Water Company is the parent of Golden State Water Company, Bear Valley Electric, there's one of its electric arms, and American States Utility Services, serving over 1 million people in 9 states. You can see the map of the states down below. Through its water utility subsidiary, Golden State Water Company, the company provides water service to approximately 261,000 customers, connections located within more than 80 communities in northern, coastal, and southern California. Through its electric utility subsidiary, Bear Valley Electric Service, the company distributes electricity to approximately 24,000 customer connections in the city of Big Bear Lake and surrounding areas in San Bernardino County, California. Through its contracted service subsidiary, American States Utility Service, Inc., the company provides operations, maintenance, and construction management services for water distribution and wastewater collection and treatment facilities located on 11 military bases throughout the country under 50-year privatization contracts with the U.S. government. So this right here, I really wanted to highlight. This American States Utility Services provides operations, maintenance, and construction management services to water distribution and wastewater collection and treatment facilities located on 11 military bases. And you can see here on the map down below, if you were to go to their homepage, that's where I pulled this from, www.aswater.com. That's www.aswater.com. That's their homepage where I pulled all this information from. So if you were to go to their homepage, click on the map. You can see up here in Massachusetts, I clicked on it. American States Utility Services, ASUS, and its subsidiary Bay State Utility Service, LLC, provides water and wastewater services to the United States Coast Guard at Joint Base Cape Cod. 15-year contract, just started in 2023, last year, right? So for the next 15 years, they're going to service. Now, if you went to the Carolinas, you'd find Fort Bragg. If you went down to Florida, you'd find even more. Texas, California, they are serving these military installations all across the country, or at least in these states that they operate in. And this is only a 15-year contract, but a lot of them are 50-year contracts. So they are going to be serving them for most of our lifetime, right? If I make it another 50 years, I'll be 94 years old. So my point is that steady cash flow and steady business for these companies as they grow into other areas. Let's keep going here. And the reason we are taking a look at them, down 3.19% on the day. We are talking about American States Water Company, ticker AWR, closed out the day at $73.72. You can see that stair step down throughout the day here. 52-week range as low as $73 It currently sits right about at its 52-week low, as high as $95.08. So definitely closer to the 52-week low than the 52-week high. Average volume of 192,000. Today was 214. Again, nice sell-off throughout the day. Market cap of 2.72 billion. Small cap company here. Beta is not listed. Looks like they're pretty volatile. Price to earnings ratio, PE, this seems a little high for a utility company at $22.21 per share. Earnings per share sitting at $3.32 per share. Not necessarily is high, but it does look high for a utility company. They would need to be growing pretty fast to justify a high PE like that, in my opinion. Now, I like to get into dividend yield theory, the statistics, and look at dividend yield theory. Remember, we're looking for 75% or less. So to do that, I go to the 5-year dividend yield average, 1.62%. I compare it to its current 2.26%. And since it is higher, significantly higher, there's a margin of safety here, it speaks to some undervaluation according to dividend yield theory. Also has a low payout ratio, under 50%, 48.87, very low for a utility company. Again, I like 75% or less, so meets that metrics, does pay out again March 1st. Ex-dividend date was February 16th. Let's finish out over here. Earnings date is coming up February 22nd. Forward dividend yield 1.72% with a 2.26% yield. Ex-dividend date was February 16th. 1-year target estimate for $85, at least according to Yahoo Finance. So good numbers overall. PE seems a little high. Now, I also like to get into the balance sheet, the income statement, the debt to equity ratios. You're going to find a lot of good information under that particular tab, the finance tab. For our purposes, we're going to look for free cash flow. We want growing free cash flow over time, because typically if a company has growing free cash flow, they have growing dividends, and that's what we want as dividend growth investors. So this is going to be just like a lot of other utility companies you see where free cash flow looks terrible. 2021, negative 28,000, 2022, negative 40, and that'd be 28 million. Negative 2022, that would be 48 million. So it looks like it's even decreasing further. Negative 2023, negative 120,000 or 20 million. That's terrible. So overall, nothing very surprising here. Utility companies are very capital intensive, and this one is no different. So free cash flow in the negative. I'm not surprised by that. American States Water, American Water Works that we looked at early this week, very similar in that aspect. Now, I always recommend more than one source. So this is another one that I like, stockanalysis.com. What we saw on the previous page was Yahoo Finance. And I want to show you right now why I recommend this. So when I look at this, it says price targets were last updated on June 28th, 2023. That was last year. So I actually went and looked at last year. On that day, this particular company closed out at $87. So it was much higher than it is currently, right? About $14 higher than where it currently sits. So they were calling it back then, almost a year ago, a sell, right? So I don't know exactly what they'd call it right now, but back then they had a low estimate of $88. It currently sits 19.47% lower than that. If it was to come up to this 88, you'd have a 19.47% gain. Their average estimate is $88.50. There's only 2 analysts, so they pretty much have the same number for it, which would be a 20.15% increase. And if it happened to hit their high, which is only $89, so they got a range from $88 to $89, that would be a 20.83% out of these 2 stock analysts. But they really haven't even looked at it since June 28th. So I'd be willing to bet they're going to maybe update these soon, especially with a lot of these utility companies dropping. It would be about time for them to come back and look at it. It'd be nice to get an update. And that's why you should look at more than one source. This hasn't been updated for some time, so it's not really something I would hang my hat on. But we can look at the statistics and go and look at how a company is doing financially, reinvesting back into it safe. To do that, we look at return on equity, ROE, and return on invested capital, ROIC. I like 10% or better here. Return on equity for this one sitting at 16.60%. Return on invested capital at 8.88%. I like 10% better here. It's close enough where I would say that's fine. Earnings per share growth, I typically like 5% or better. This is smoking high, 12.29%, especially for a utility company, and nice forecasted revenue growth at 5.73%. Let's take a look at the dividend real quick before we wrap this one up. Again, we saw Yahoo Finance had it at 48%. They're saying a payout ratio here of 51.8%. Either way, well under the 75% that I look for. And utility companies are notorious for having high payout ratios, typically in the 70, 80, 90% range. So this is very, very low for a utility company. And very nice dividend growth, 8.35% dividend growth. And it is a quarterly payer, paying out in the March, June, September, December timeframe. Now, we went back to May 2021. They were paying 33 cents and a fraction of a penny. They raised that up in August 2021 to 36 cents and a fraction of a penny. Raised it up again August 2022 to 39 cents, some fractions of a penny. And August 2023 was the last raise at 43 cents. And I would suspect that they will raise it again August 2024 to maintain that dividend growth. Overall, this one looks pretty attractive. Small cap company, have some of their hand in some military bases, which I like. I don't think that the military is going anywhere. And long-term contracts, the one on the shorter side I showed you in Massachusetts was a 15-year contract that just started in 2023. A lot of the other ones I looked at, and you go to their homepage and check it out, in Florida, in Virginia, and in North Virginia, South Virginia, all along there, a lot of the bases are on 50-year contracts that have recently been renewed. So looks good from my standpoint. Maybe one that I'm looking to jump into. I am looking for something else in the utility sector. It does look interesting, and it does look like it's down close to its 52-week low, which I like. Now, I'd be really interested if it dropped below its 52-week low and dropped under that $73, and we'd see how low it would go. But right now, looking pretty attractive. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. As always, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit that thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Join this journey, join the vested interest community, building a community of like-minded dividend growth investors so we can share our experiences. We cannot benefit from each other's investing, but we can certainly benefit from each other's experiences. I do personally respond and read the questions down below, so drop me a comment down below and let me know what you're investing in. Let me know what you think of this one, and if you have a company like this you'd like me to cover in the Stock Pick of the Day series, let me know that as well, and I'll work it into the rotation. And don't forget to tune back in on Sunday morning. We'll do our portfolio update. We do that every week, so join us back on that one. Hit that notification bell so you're notified. And this is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I'm only sharing my opinion. Invest journey for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risk and punishment. Never invest any amount not comfortable losing. Always do your own research. Invest based on your situation, circumstances, and select criteria. Always seek the advice of a certified financial advisor.